likely just be a short vlog for today, just to make a log for today. Feeling quite unwell with sinuses, and I don't know if there's an infection post-flu. So my head's feeling really lightheaded and my body's feeling very weak. So I managed to have my counselling session this morning, and afterwards I just walked to the nearest shop just to get a few bits, to get some ingredients, but I'm maybe realising that I'm not well enough to cook or able to cook, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. So when I got back I was just quite feeling quite dazed and tired. I managed to have some toast, just so I could take some painkillers, which I did, and then I felt so exhausted I just lay down for a while, which I don't really like doing during the day because it affects my nighttime sleep, and generally it feels quite depressing for me to lay down during the daytime. But I just feel disorientated, sort of going to sleep in the day. But I felt like I had no choice, so I kind of lay down and I put on some ASMR on my headphones. And laying down I felt I didn't go to sleep, and I knew I wouldn't. I can very rarely fall asleep when I take a nap. But I managed to lie down and maybe get some rest that way, even though I was awake. And I feel similar to how I have been. It's kind of mid-late afternoon at the moment. I had a can of minestrone soup, and I don't do well with soup. I struggle with soup quite a lot, but I had some pasta in there, so it made it easier to eat. And I think I'm going to try my best to make some jacket potatoes tonight. I think hopefully won't be too difficult. The potatoes I just bought today, so hopefully they won't need too much of a scrub, and then I can hopefully quickly put that in the oven. And I bought some baked beans as well. I could maybe have that with the potatoes with that. And I think I'll reevaluate how I feel tomorrow. I was tempted to reach out to a family member today to ask for help. I'm not sure whether it's me kind of going around there but I just felt very unstable or very disorientated, and I think that definitely a part of that is this sort of sinus infection that's come about. I'll try to remember to take some painkillers tonight. It's strange because it only feels like now I finally started my day a little bit, really. Although I had my counselling session when I came back, just feeling in a real big daze, and I sat down for 10 or 20 minutes just unable to do anything, and just trying to rest or manage how I'm feeling. So I have to remember that the jacket potatoes would take about an hour and a half to cook in the oven, so I need to be good to me to make sure I'm not too hungry when I begin to get that ready. I think for the rest of the afternoon, evening, I did play some more poker yesterday evening, and I was struggling mentally to kind of keep engaged in the game fully, but maybe there was enough enjoyment there just to play a few hands, and I'll see. My head's really not feeling great, so maybe that's not a good idea. But I feel like guess I feel like just doing something. And I did watch another movie yesterday. It wasn't a Christmas movie, but it was a fairly lightish movie, and it was enjoyable to watch. So maybe right now I just watch a movie. I think poker would be too much for me. Part of me wants to play, but I think my head, it would just be too much strain. So yeah, I'm just gonna watch a movie and maybe watch another one this evening, perhaps. Just try and rest as much as possible, and also try not to dwell too much on what's going on with me. I feel like this came up a little bit in counselling today, but I think some of it's clarified a bit, where I came to this conclusion a while ago that because my symptoms or my health's not been diagnosed, and I feel like there's a lot of pain there, a lot of built up pain about not being understood, and having a diagnosis, it doesn't of course make you better, but it feels like it would take the pressure off me to having to speak up for myself and describe things, and it came up in session today about seeing a private psychiatrist, but I'm not sure how to make that decision, or process if that's a good thing for me to do. Number one is the financial aspect. So I've got some my tripod falls down. Let's see if it balances out. No, I'll just hold it for a sec. I've got some savings, but if I can try and word this, I don't know if it's safe to use them on that, or if it's or how expensive it's going to be, and maybe it's worth trying to research that potentially. And I'm not sure if doing that will get what I want from it, or how it's going to help. I don't know if they can. I don't know if they can just do an assessment and give me a diagnosis, or if it will cost lots of money and time for all of that to happen. Maybe it's something I'm trying to research. It's difficult because part of me feels like it will help, and I kind of want to do it, but I feel like sometimes with kind of people supporting me, maybe that it may be difficult to explain why it's worth the money, or why it's worth going down that route. And I don't have the words to really try and explain it, even to myself, but maybe that's something I could try and consider. Maybe it would be better for me to kind of think that through a little bit more when this sinus infection clears up, and so I'm not dealing with both mental health symptoms and the sinus infection, which is really aggravating my mental health a lot. And so that's an idea. But yeah, just a quick check-in, I guess. Another difficult day, more difficult than the other couple of days, really, because of the disorientation and maybe dissociation as well. So hopefully, I can just sort of ride out the afternoon and evening and try and... I didn't get much sleep again last night. I think I woke up, but I can only try and get myself to bed on time and those sorts of things. And see how tomorrow looks.